The 2015 vintage Riojas were designated muy bueno, with recommendations to drink or hold. You know we drinkin' rookies. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Wine Rookie tasting. On today's episode, we are traveling into Spain to try their most popular red wine, a Rioja. So this is a Gran Reserva Rioja, and if you're familiar with the way they designate those titles, Gran Reserva is the highest of all the Rioja designations. It has the most age of all of them. Starting with generic Riojas, they have no aging requirements at all. Then we end up with Crianza, which is the next one. It's 2 years of aging. 1 year has to be on oak barrels. And then we have the Reserva, which has to be 3 years old and 1 year minimum oak barrels, and then 6 months on bottle, adding up to 3 years. And then the Gran Reserva, which has to be 5 years of total aging. 2 of those have to be on oak and 2 years in the bottle to combine somewhere to 5. So this one's 3 years in oak barrels, and it's a 2015 vintage. So I guess they say 3 years bottle aged, but it's also 2 years older than that. So it's an 8-year-old bottle of wine. This is Trader Joe's 2015 vintage Gran Reserva Rioja. Let's roll some B-roll, pour this wine out, and give it a taste. All right, everybody, we have our 2015 Gran Reserva Rioja poured out, and we're going to take a closer look. First, we're going to take a look at the color of the wine. So we're going to place it over a sheet of white paper, look straight down the stem, and this is a medium garnet. And what's really cool, and you can kind of see it on when you look it straight over, but when you look at the core all the way up to the rim of the color, it's this garnet in the middle, but kind of goes tawny, this brick towards the rim. And that could be the particular grapes it's used, but it's probably also some from the aging. So it's 8 years old on the 2015 vintage. And typically with reds, when the wine gets older, you tend to lose pigment in them. So it goes from this medium garnet in the core all the way out to this brick color around the rim. After the visual aspects of a wine, we're going to take a closer look at the bouquet of it. So we're going to activate our aroma compounds, as we always do, by aerating the wine and coating the inside of the glass with wine. And that alcohol evaporates, and that's what we assess at the nose. So here we go. First off, I get this dried fruits. So I think fig, raisins, there's even some like dried blueberries in there as well. And then there's this layer of vanilla and cinnamon and coffee and cocoa. It's really aroma intensive here. Lots of these dark, rich, very like fruit forward, but concentrated and dried fruits. Now we're going to assess the taste. This bottle, as all the Trader Joe's Gran Reserva, I like what they did there, are $12.99. So we're going to assess, is this bottle worth the $12.99 price tag? It's been airing out for, I opened it up maybe about 2 hours ago before we are filming. So here we go. Definitely is opened up, and we're going to give it a shot. All right, guys, medium plus tannins. You feel it drying out your mouth as you swallow it, but then it immediately comes back with this nice medium acidity. It causes you to salivate, and it's just really well balanced there. Medium plus body here, and those dried fruit flavors are enhanced on the palate. So I'm still getting mostly fig here, but there's some dried cherry notes as well. The cocoa kind of disappears and leans forward just with the coffee and the vanilla, and it's really delicious. There's some sort of herbaceous note there as well that I can't really pick out. And I'd say it's like a medium long finish. I'm still tasting it, and still every breath I take is it's still there. So there's a longer finish on this wine, but it's not as long as like a really nice Cabernet, or an even nicer bottle of Rioja than this. So $12.99. They comp this bottle somewhere above 20, and that's pretty typical, especially because of the age of this wine. The longer you have to age a wine, you're not seeing profits back. So you're just sitting on it, and you're not losing money because you're going to get it back after you start selling it, but it's not making you money as it's aging. So that's why these bottles typically sell for a higher price point. $12.99 is probably a steal for this bottle. It's absolutely delicious. It's very rustic. And I'm going to pair this. There's a Spanish style meatball, and I'm going to, it's typically like tapas style, and I'm going to butcher the name, so I'm not even going to say it, but a Spanish style meatball made with like it's veal or pork or just beef with like a nice red sauce, a tomato red sauce. So you can do that with this wine. I think would be really great. You could do the same thing with like a lentil walnut meatball there as well. And then as far as cheeses go, I think this is going to pair really well with a Manchego Viejo, which is the longest aged of the Manchego cheese, or an Iberico. I think they're kind of a little more on the, I don't know how you describe it, like a tartar side, like it's a lot more dry as far as cheese. And then I think the dried fruit flavors and the acidity with those cheeses is going to pair really well. If you guys made it all the way through this video and you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing here? Hit that button. Keep coming back. Watch more. You made it through all this video. Make it through some more. And we'll see you guys next time for another Wine Rookie tasting. Cheers, everybody.